Narrowly escaping the wrath of the giants brought upon the docking town after getting and after a narrow death to the battle with Einar and Halfdan retrieving the ship stolen from him as a child, reclaiming what was his father's, what is his. Our adventuring party had managed to work their way out upon the sea. Now out of the reach of the giants throwing rocks, they see the horror of the town get brought down. But what they see next is even more terrifying. A storm comes in like none other than the sky immediately blackens. Lightning and thunder crash the sky. The waves themselves, threatening each wave hitting the sea, each one threatens to capsize the boat in the wrong turn. Nobody can find themselves controlling. All they can do is look in horror at the sky. All you see is this raging torrential storm coming down, almost alive, like it's coming down towards the docking town where all the giants are. You all see these giants just rage and look up in anger in the sky. And a single strike of lightning, you see lightning from a distance look like it strike a whole tendril of giants.
You okay?
Instantly striking and causing a reverberation. The town begins lighting aflame, exposing more giant figures because of the fire now engulfing the town in the dark storm above. So great are the flames from the lightning strike, even the rain itself cannot put it out. And the torrent rain is only getting more torrent. It's almost blinding for the sea from the distance. And then all you hear is like a whisk in the wind, and then a crash to the ground, louder than any giant smash crater you've heard now. As you hear, oh, as you just hear clashing and banging of same bashing like that, screaming for hours on end, hours on end. You were all this could have threatened to capsize the boat from the distance. Eventually, the storm settled. In one a final flash of lightning through the town, it just struck right in the middle of the town. Only one of the group could know what truly had just happened. One could fathom the fury, the sound, the same flashback he's experienced up close and personal when his father met the same fate. What we all just witnessed before you was when you all come down, half them like, do you have any idea what we've all witnessed?
No.
No?
He turns the boat, goes off to the side, trying to bring it back around, almost within the giant's range. You all try talking him out of it, like, what are you doing? He goes, silence!
Halfdan, what are you doing?
Trust me. You, son of Jotun Korg, you know what just happened?
Are we going back for him?
No, you have an idea what just happened. So he's looking at you.
And he's turning the ship around to go back?
No. They're not going to shore. He's going back so you can see what was left of Tribor. That's why I say going within, getting a little closer, like almost within rock range, but not go to land. He's leading to a point because he looks at you, because you kind of have an idea what just happened. So he brings up, all you all can see from you're closer now than you should be to the dock. All you can see around you, hordes of dead fucking giants. At least 36 dead giants spread across the whole beach and what was the town and in the trees. Lying there dead. Blows, the head caves in, wounds through the chest, lightning through the sky.
By the gods, what do you think did that massacre?
It had to be that echo, that ungodly echo we kept hearing. It had to be the hammer of Thor. He must have seen too many of them taking over the town, and he cut through them like nothing. Have you ever seen something like this, son of Jotun?
Unfortunately, up close.
Your dream, your father, the one who had treated you so that we all saw in that flash of. It makes everybody's head turn because that's too much memory input for anybody.
No dream, but a memory.
He killed your father. What kind of power? That is the power of gods. Look what he did to all these giants. We had to run. really who is the monster and who it isn't. Now we could all see like hidden like throughout the forest there were still some giants kind of scattering, but it was like maybe you could see like 3 or 5 heads. And they were far in the forest, they kind of just like so whatever giant problem here got taken care of.
Aspen just like kind of looks.
Which went a little differently than I was gonna do it, but that's alright, we can come back to that later.
Aspen just kind of like looks at the carnage and it's like, what kind of deity has that kind of power?
And we all know,
The
right?
god of thunder. Thor.
Thor.
His mighty hammer must have felled these beasts. That's what we heard with their screaming. Each flash of lightning was him striking giants down. And it raged all night.
Seeing these scars across the lands until the realm before, I would say it is to be true.
Have you ever met you traversing realms, have you ever met the thunder god himself?
I have not interacted. I've seen some of the lower Aesir, but never any of the deities themselves.
Wow.
Well,
The
there's,
power is
there's nothing
insane.
left here for us. Anybody who survived, hopefully they scattered to the hills or made it to the seas. Tribor, we can only hope endured more. And if not, well, the god of thunder apparently will take care of the rest.
Could you imagine if we would have stayed in that town?
That's definitely valid.
Look how many dead giants there are. We would have never made it.
At least 3 dozen. At least 3 dozen dead. That you guys can see, and it looks like more are scattered in the hills. And there could, and easily, you guys even feel yourself getting by at least a dozen dead giants in the water that you guys have had to redirect through. Except for the one you know that you all dealt with before. He kept sinking. He was a little heavier.
Poor guy.
He was going to eat you all.
Aspen just kind of like
Poor
puts a
guy.
Aspen just like kind of puts a hand on Ghostface's shoulder and it's like, friend, we cannot do anything else for that.
Out of game, real quick. Out of game. Let's be very clear. I am not overestimating the amount of power Thor just did. It was very clear why the Jotun feared that hammer. Very much so. In itself, he was himself impressive and dangerous. That hammer was meant to kill Jotun, and it did very well.
I'm gonna turn back and just be like,
It took him all night until that storm blew out, but he killed not every one of those giants that were there, but definitely most of them.
Yeah,
You can't-
Definitely 95% of that horde he took out. Bare minimum.
you can't deny the power of the gods. It makes me think if anyone's gonna have the answers to our questions, it might be them.
Cuckoo! Cuckoo! You just see 2 ravens looking at you, flying in sync, going in circles, cuckoo! And flying off in opposite directions. And
Do I recognize the symbol?
the ravens.
Okay, like that form that they just did.
They made no symbol. They just flew in sync around each other, looking at you all, hearing, apparently, listening to what you said, and they flew off.
If there were any more signs for me to know that we were on the right path,
I just like to make
Could be
whatever,
that.
make whatever rude gesture is popular at the birds.
Yeah. Kind of like a little flight, like, yeah, basically telling Odin.
Yeah.
To be very clear, he is not happy with the Aesir. You guys can figure that out yet. He is not happy with the Aesir at all.
I was always told to give respect to the gods. Why do you do the opposite?
Why would I give any respect to the tyrants that lord over Eden?
Remember, Jotun and the Aesir, they were equals. Justice and order. The order was the gods, and the chaos was the Jotun. So you got to be very asking him that is asking you like, why do you believe in fathership? So he's basically just giving you a simple answer. I am who I am. They are who they are.
I was beaten.
They declare
If I said
themselves the
something.
rulers, and you just accept like a dog on a leash.
When you put it that way, it makes me question, but nothing rules over me like that. I kind of do what I want.
Yes,
I
but
guess.
as you can see, if one of them wanted to stop you, they probably could.
Without a doubt.
Aspen just is like kind of sitting on a crate and it's like, I don't know about any of y'all here.
Actually, you do. You do know of one god who owns your home. The god Freyr, the god of sunshine.
Oh,
Music.
yeah.
He's the one who rules over Alpine. You've never seen him, you've never met him. Apparently he enjoys his time sporting with the other Aesir. But you do know he takes part in Alpine and he is worshipped there just as much.
Okay, so
And he enjoys his fair share of both elven women and men.
I like what you did there.
I do. Well, again, a lot of, let's be honest, let's be really honest, a lot of gods and a lot of different pantheons across different nations.
We're sluts.
Yes, and it doesn't matter man, woman, or Zeus enjoying his beast forms too much.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Anyways, so Aspen's just like gonna is like sitting on a crate and it's like, okay, if we cannot speak with Thor, there is possibly one other of the gods that we can speak with. The god that is ruler of all time.
Folks are just kind of.
The god Freyr?
Folks are just
Yes.
sitting
Oh.
down.
He's one of the most beloved of the
Yeah.
Aesir. Yeah, we could just speak. I'm sure you could take us to him. Can you get us to your home right now, right away?
I mean, if you want me to.
What are you saying?
Folks are sitting down, just thinking of the night, just remembering that wolf that saved his life, and the cloak he's wearing off that wolf.
This Freya you speak of.
Freyr.
Freyr, could you... I don't know. Could you concentrate on her?
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah, Freyr is the man, Freya is his sister.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. So, could you concentrate on him?
I can try.
Okay. This is out there. But I want to reach in my pocket, and I want to grab, like, some druid things, like a small antler, and some grass, and maybe a leaf or two or whatever. And I want to place it in the shape of, like, a ritual, a druidic ritual.
You think of yourself as an animal sacred to the god. You think really closely. You think hard. You think in your mind's eye. And like, I have to understand. It sees you thinking like, well, I don't know. I wish we had more we could sacrifice to prayer. I mean,
I fucking reach out and pull out my sickle, and I slice my hand, and I let it drip all over the ritual.
and as you let it drip, everybody notices your arm kind of shifts. The shimmies halfway, wild shape between Boar
Prayer?
and Boar in your normal cloak form, kind of a shimmer, just a shimmer. As soon as Halfdan said that,
You guys see my eyes roll into the back of my head, and I'm like,
instantly he passes out as the sun just gets a little brighter. He passes out. He's out for hours. You all deal with it, take care of him, you work your
I'll
way.
get him out of the sun, make sure.
And out of the sun, you take care of him, you do all that. You, each and every one of you, start just working your way at half down, we'll follow this way. You all just follow the coastline further down on the ship. Kind of working your way, probably getting ready to shimmy to another land. As you're just working ships, so
I'm not sure if it worked or not. Give me half a moment, guys.
Alrighty.
See if I just killed myself.
Yeah.
it was good to go.
Calypso just unbuckles that cloak that he's wearing. He looks at it.
These flies coming from.
It says, "Lives folded," says to himself, "Save me." I don't know how else to explain it. It feels wrong for me to wear the skin, but bring great power.
Did you get it?
No, I'm feeling my shoe.
Sorry.
Did everyone hear what I said?
Not exactly, no.
So I unbuckled that cape,
Yeah.
and I said, you saved my life. I don't know how else to repay you. It feels wrong for me to wear the skin, but you bring me great power.
Ah, okay.
We all saw your dream, so I'll say to you, it's like that power was given to you by a creature. Use it with honor,
Yeah.
and that'll be enough.
Also, outside of character, I see that you have a little cover in your lip. Yeah, it's kind of much enough. Okay, where the... Ah, damn it, Snipe! You don't have a bang!
He flips it, goes up to like one of the beer barrels, and he just stabs a dagger into the floor.
Yeah, sorry about making that flag go into your shoe, man.
Ah, God.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling 22 right now.
Cyrus, my guy.
Not with Taylor Swift!
One of those. They're all the same.
They are not the same.
Okay.
Okay.
I like shake and sit here and I'm like, ah! I like wake up like hours later, right?
Are you okay?
And I'm like,
I'm
prayer.
walking in the door just to check on you at the type of DLs.
I seen him. I spoke to him.
What did he say?
And as I kind of like tell the story, we kind of do like a back, we kind of go back in time, and I like look and I'm like, you guys see me like down here and like speaking in prayer, and I'm like looking up in prayer.
He finds himself after when you guys saw him fall in trance, he found himself face to face in this ether. Nowhere to walk, nowhere to run, just this space of continuousness.
And I yelled out, prayer!
The second you yelled that, when you passed out, what happened is, who is this? Who are you to call me? With no space.
Though I have no face, it's much easier to go by that name because I've lost mine.
He ended up, without it even moving, he barely waved his hand, and his sword instantly came from his belt, and he's way away from you. And when it shimmied right to your throat, you felt the blade touch, but then you felt it move away, and then spin around your face, like in a spinning motion where you can see the reflection of the blade.
It's called Azaheim. Azaheim! This place where you rule over. I have a friend.
Alpine.
Alpine. I have a friend.
No, but before you even finish talking, you just see reflections of yourself in the spinning blade in front of you, like this. You just see your face changing every face. It's like, you have no face, because you're looking for your own. It's true, you don't lie. As he just waves and his sword just goes instantly back in itself. Forgive me for the dramatics. Dealt with too many liars of my kind.
To God's prayer.
What can I help you with? It's mage. He
I have-
sacrifices his own skin-changing blood to me.
I simply reach out to you to offer peace between, what's this place called? Middleheim?
Midgard.
Between Midgard and Alfheim. We wish to cross over. We find ourselves in a bit of a predicament and we need your help.
Follow the sun.
Also, I would like to just add that Asmund, he's a good guy. I would just like to put in my word, whatever that's worth, for a +1, if you will, to get into Valhalla upon his death. You see, we travel into I've seen what's to come, God's prayer, and
No, like,
it's not. It's dangerous. We may not all survive. I just wish for your.
Give a glorious death, young shifter of faces and forms. And Valhalla will be welcomed all. As for entry, I will make sure young Asmund, if he knows it, he will be welcomed, even if it is for him. I have no laws with how the elves choose to treat each other. I only own the realm as their god. It was a gift to me for all I've done for the Aesir. And as he grips your hand in a Viking grip, goodbye, you both see you instantly get a little bit more flash than you're supposed to. You see a few glimpses of things he's done. He's off to send one of his men to challenge the hand of another giant for the marriage of another, which in a fight you can perceive he wins in its own way. Even without this sword, he will give it away to one of the Aesir, or the lower Aesir you will later come to know. We'll get to that later. As a ally. And when you did that, you see further. He won this battle, the Slayer, you see further. At the end, this final fight. And you see, instantly you have to let go. Because of the events that happen, the ending is just too much fire for you. As soon as you let go of the god's hand, your body ignites the flame. This fire was different. This was, and he even said like, Muspelheim. He shined light on it that pulled the fire off you because it was almost burning you alive. You feel the pain. He's like, why were you amid the fires from Muspelheim? Like,
I admittedly have just begun to embrace the fires within.
you saw more when I gripped you than you should have. You gripped it and looked a little bit further.
I didn't mean to offend.
No. Just try not to take too. Just be aware what you take from a god. Sometimes you can't lose. Goodbye, young Shifter. And be aware that you've been bleeding out this entire time since your wound sacrificed you for a war. So I hope your friends have been trying to keep you alive.
Me too.
He
Bye.
waved his hand, and you wake up with your arm still bandaged in pain.
And I as I'm about to say this, I'm like, I had the weirdest dream, and I'm like, and I just like, give me your guys' hand, and I just want to kind of lock all of our hands together,
Okay.
and we do this. You have to actually do it, Travis.
Alright, let's do it.
And at this moment, you guys all just see that memory that we'd all just shared, and it's very brief. And I'm like,
Now, to the humans, they say when they see prayer, they see he's just glow. Everybody sees prayer, he glows like sunshine. He's just got that kind of aura about it. Not quite as bright as the Balder.
so Anorak, where does one get Bifrost?
Remember what he said. Follow the sunshine.
I believe to find use, we come across them by accident. Sometimes when we hear news of benefits happens, and there are many ways to find them, but you've been given a hint by the Scott. We should follow the sunshine.
What did the guy tell you?
To follow the sunset. Captain! Captain!
Yai,
Follow the sunset!
follow the sunshine, and then until it goes to sunset. You guys finding yourself going close to a coast. Further down the line, it's like separated from land by a little ways, but definitely further along. It's on your way, heading that way. And as you head that way, you notice that your boat immediately take a hit. I need everybody to make a dex saving throw right now.
Oh dear God.
What's happening
We need to make a dead save.
I got a 10.
Oh no, I got a 3.
I got a 16.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
dear
on,
God.
hold on.
Who's safe?
Okay.
I got a 16. So I think I'm safe.
Wait,
16.
I can do something
16?
about that equipment. At least to give me a tiny bit.
Okay. So you got a 6, you got a
10.
and you got a.
I got a 10 too.
Okay, Anorak, I'm sorry, but you go overboard, buddy.
That's fine, I can swim.
That's good. As you go over, though, everyone else just narrowly. Can you two narrowly catch yourself? You two stock yourself good and firm. You catch yourself overboard, and immediately
Oh
You
no.
get fraud.
you
Lay
see
it
this
down.
tentacle,
Kraken.
and this other tentacle just coming around and coming at you.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to make a roll to see if you can avoid a tentacle grabbing you in the water.
Put it down on the
What do you
floor.
want?
Not
Dexterity?
yet. Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
okay.
Actually, somebody put him in the water.
Anorak! I like turn. Yell you out your name.
Dude.
I got a 10.
10, you narrowly, you feel a sucker gut just barely evade your claws. You just nick out of the way. You start getting up to the thing, but as soon as you get above the water, this tentacle just comes above you. And on the other side, these other tentacles just start coming above the water. And eventually, off to the side where the other tentacles are coming around, you all start experiencing
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of a rocket beginning to grip onto the ship. Countdown's like, it's the Kraken!
Kraken!
Did we get any rest in between the town?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
What? Longer
I'm super fucking
No, you've all been at sea long enough, and you guys dealt with God fighting all night. You're all full health. Bullshit.
Bring it on, bish.
Oh, bring it on, man.
Oh,
Bring it on, man. Oh, I'm gonna bring it on. Might make it tougher. We'll see how long this fight lasts.
Bring it on. I ain't scared.
Instantly, he
Roll
ink
initiative.
clouds the water. Instantly, the entirety of underneath the ship, at least 30 feet within underneath the ship, is blackened. So if anybody falls in the water now, good luck finding your way out. So
Oh,
I think
God.
we need to roll initiative.
Come on, baby.
Sorry. Oh no, I got it.
12. Plus.
Oh my God, oh my God.
I told my wife we'd be down in Florida and I gotta get back to
It's 4.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
say we've done it for.
Oh, let's just end it here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
That'll be good because in case you can enjoy this fight.
Yes.
Yeah, that way how can that's fine.
We just see tentacles.
Well, I can hang out for a few minutes.
Yeah. Down to level up. Level up.
Level up.
Ba-bling!
Okay,
You
so
have time to level up, Adrian?
No, he's got to go. It's almost 4.
Alright, that's fine.
Level 4.
That's randomly related.
Dude.
It's all good.
You see it coming from slap. Looks like it's You need to cross.
Oh, let's not forget.
It's next time
Yeah,
on D&D.